Hey there, off-goers. Before we get started with this week's episode of the Going Off podcast, little mishap. The recording of this week's album review got fucked up somehow. Not sure how it happened. Shit happens, I guess. So we don't have it. We have the first portion where we have Rav in, and we talk to him for a good while. But yeah, the Joey Badass album review, no idea what the fuck happened. I gave it a 4.5. Darren gave it a 4.75. Sorry.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! It's me. That's right. I'm your host, Rav. That's my intro.
No! I mean, I guess I can't argue with it if it's yours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, also, Weeble Wee.
That's it!
There we go.
Ow! That's what the people want to hear.
That's right.
Dude, it's fucking on.
Like Donkey Kong?
No, they're not letting United get no sleep.
I thought you were going to say, no, Nintendo licensed that shit. We can't say that without getting hit with a cease and desist.
What?
When one of their games came out for the Wii, they trademarked, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Even though they didn't start that shit. I'm pretty sure that was like Ice Cube or something.
Well, did he fucking copyright it? If
So wait,
not,
did
he was sleeping on
they
it.
copyright the whole saying, or like it's on as well?
No, just it's on like Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on, like my crack addict mom, or something like that would still
That's
work,
fair
right?
game. That is still up for grabs.
Okay, good. That's good. I'm gonna take note of that.
Get as much use out of it as you can.
Like, I don't know about y'all, but for me, Donkey Kong wasn't like that prevalent in my life. So for people to say
In
it's on
my
like
life.
Donkey Kong, it's just like it really is just a phrase just because it sounds good. Like, there's no actual like, oh man, we all know if you're at my place, the one thing that's gonna be on is the Donkey Kong video game. Like, you know,
For
like
me,
I'm Audi 5000. Like, how many people really own an Audi? Like, was that ever really a thing, or did they just
Right.
do it just because it sounded good? You know?
well, personally, I always used to say, because of that Ice Cube song from way back when, it was like, it's on like Donkey Kong, and I was like, that sounds tight.
Did you ever record a version of the DK rap?
No, I haven't. I actually don't record anything that isn't my music unless I'm really stoned. I think about 6 years ago, I recorded the Elmo song, Slowed Down, over a sample of Elmo song that I sampled while I was stoned. And I did it just to send it. I sent it to someone on Skype, I guess, back then. But ultimately, I end up somehow releasing all like the stupid shit I've ever recorded in the past.
So that's out there
Eventually.
now.
It's somewhere out there, yeah.
That's somewhere in the ether.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You hit
that's
me
right.
with a track on SoundCloud before we got started that you said you
Yes.
recorded a long ass time ago. Dude, what's the exact title of that song?
It's Get It or The Commodity of Tenacity. But Get It is like the shorter version, so it's easier to refer to it as such.
That fucking song is fun as hell. Like, I can't recognize what the sample is, but it's so fucking good and it's so goddamn catchy.
Thank you.
Now, my question is, can you say what the sample is?
I'll try to remember. I mean, I sampled it over a year ago now. It was out of some sort of Soviet cartoon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's right. There was like a bit of a Soviet cartoon that I heard, and I was like, "That's lit." And oh man, I can't believe I just said that. That's lit. Oh man,
It's lit AF, fam.
look, I'm getting old, all right. So I sampled that. It sounded cool. Then I rapped over that. It just had this like, I don't know. I wanted to shake my ass to it.
It's really
And,
awesome.
So,
Thank you, man.
my question is it like, can you say what it is, or are you kind of like, I don't want to say what it is because if I do, then someone will be like, hey, I represent such and such, and I whoever the hell we are, and we're suing you.
Well, first of all, I don't think I can get sued for that sample. Like, I don't think anyone owns it anymore, and because it was owned by the government, I think. I'm not quite sure. Also, I sampled less than 5 seconds of it, which also is fair use, I believe. And honestly, I just don't remember which cartoon specifically. Because when I was growing up, I watched a lot of Soviet cartoons. No, I just don't, because I've got more than 20 beats that I've got saved up that I've made from sampling different Soviet cartoons. And that was just one of them. And I actually posted the song by accident. I just saw this image and I was like, oh man, if I ever post Get It, I should attach this image to it. And I'm still getting used to the keyboard I'm using. So I hit the wrong button and just went live. That's why on my Twitter, it did that default ass tweet of like, oh yeah. And then the SoundCloud link and everything. So yeah, no, that was an accident. But as I said on Twitter, I'm a good parent and I own up.
Look, get it, I get it. I think I understand now why I feel so apathetic. When I'm the one that stands out and these other dudes pathetic. Just waiting for a handout and eventually regret it. It ain't the way you planned out, but that contract fucking said it. Boy, you say you ain't a man now, man. Your boy should have proofread and edited all the crap out. Like, come on, man, come on, shit. Should've known better. Now you don't know nada. Now you don't get up. Now you don't boss. Now you don't record. Fuck, labels out of me your stuff. Now you binging in your kitchen at the bottom of your cup. Cause of ominous, anonymous, and clowning you enough to push you out of your mind. About us out of self-destruct. Cause honestly, it sucks to be a product of your motherfucking label. Promising you love only once you make them a buck. True shit. Let's go back to get cool kid. I guess I'm glad I understand it.
Speaking of the Soviets and ownership of things, I was unaware that LiveJournal is an Russian-owned company now.
Oh shit, it is?
Apparently so. I saw an article that said the Russian-owned LiveJournal is banning posts that are of an LGBTQ subject matter.
That's fucked up. Not too surprised, but yeah, that's hella fucked up.
My fiance said that apparently now Russia, we guess, owns all her memories from 6th to 9th grade.
God damn. Yo, is it true that they said like in Georgia, and I'm not talking about U.S. Georgia, I'm talking about the other Georgia.
Okay.
That they now have like prison camps for homosexual people.
Yeah,
I heard
was
about that,
what?
yeah.
Chechnya. Is that in Georgia?
Oh shit, no, Chechnya. Sorry, not Georgia. That's close to Georgia.
Okay.
My bad, Georgia.
See,
I fucked up. It's Chechnya.
I'm gonna have to check my analytics and see if we have any
It is
viewers.
Chechnya.
Or
definitely
in
Chechnya.
Chechnya or Georgia. We probably don't.
Well, some people made fucking upload videos of me and like do Russian voiceovers
saw
of it
that!
and shit. So I'm assuming I have some Russian fans somewhere.
Oh, you gotta have it. I mean, I feel like everybody who ever was on. I remember. I used to go on YouTube trying to find like early days of YouTube, trying to find like different guy with glasses people on YouTube, and he would always find like the Nostalgia Critic, but you'd find the Russian version of the Nostalgia Critic, and I'd be like, "Fuck is this shit, man?" So yeah.
I'd love if it was overdubbed, but the person like also did like an impression in addition to the accent. So like, even like the
Yeah.
high pitched like screams are in like a Russian accent.
No, I wish it was also like all just kind of fabricated. So like the rap critic, you've got like your own, you're talking about the song or whatever, but the dub is like, I am stupid American.
It's all pro Russia shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a big propaganda thing over a fucking
I
Nicki
tremble
Minaj
before
video.
the might of the Russian flag.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit like that would be funny as fuck.
So the big elephant in the room that we were talking about a little bit before we got officially underway is the album that's coming out this Friday. Damn. DAM and in all caps, period.
Yeah. And so it's like, so it's really loud, but it's still like not like it's not like shouted. It's just damn.
So it's not the Ron Simmons WWE. Damn. It's just damn. There, everybody. Because I saw someone on Twitter was like, you have to get your obligatory Ron Simmons reference out of the way. Has anyone made a damn Kendrick reference yet?
I'm telling you, he's trying to make a meme or something like that. Like, there's no way that's not what he's trying to do, especially with the way he looks on the album cover.
Well, he's following a trend because Humble was in all caps and period. And when he was teasing the release, it was just album in all caps and a period. And according to the advert for iTunes.
Oh yeah.
The ad from the official Kendrick page, it says, on iTunes this Friday, album featuring track 1, track 2, track 3, and more. Like, you fucking assholes.
Wait, that was on the official page?
Yeah, it's like the official iTunes ad.
Oh, that's great.
They're keeping this under lock and key, which is why I wouldn't be completely disappointed if it did end up just being Rihanna and YouTube being featured, but I have a feeling they're keeping a lot secret.
What if it's just like, what if this is all a complete farce, and that's not going to be what the album is at all? It's just going to be one long, like, instrumental track or some shit.
Oh, shit. Not even Humble. That's not even on there.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I like the cover. I really like the red font. Everybody like was making fun of it for looking like it just was made in paint. But I fuck with the aesthetic.
He literally looks like he's about to pass out. Like,
yeah, he looks like.
Oh damn.
He looks like he was about to blink, and then they took a picture, and they went, "This one, this one's the one."
It looks like he's been working all day, and he's just about to pass out, and he forgot that they were doing a photo shoot, and he's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. It looks tight, and even the explicit content sticker is like in a really odd place for an album. It's like it's weird. Look at it. Right? It's strange. The size is strange. The positioning is strange. I pay attention to that shit, but it's intentional. Knowing Kendrick, it's always going to be intentional.
The first picture looks like he's like drunk off his ass. The second picture looks like he's about to fight you.
He looks really mad.
No, first picture looks like it was an accident, and the second photo on the back looks like they're showing him the first picture, and he goes like, "Don't use that.
Delete that."
It's just like, y'all should probably delete that shit.
Dude, okay, so looking at the back, you see how like the last letter of each word is like in the different color?
Well, yeah, and they're also doing the whole Scarface kind of thing, aren't they? A little bit, like.
Yeah. I get the feeling someone's gonna be like, "Oh man, this must mean something. Like if you rearrange the letters, it means like."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could just
Liat Rod.
You know, I'm just gonna go on online anagram machine, just type in those letters and see what comes up. But I doubt anything will. There's a number 2 in there as well. So.
See, what if that's to throw you off though? Like, what if it's supposed to be like the 2, like in, you know, like tuna or something like that, you know?
Well, the last 3 are ROH, so maybe that's a reference to Ring of Honor. We don't know.
No, it's a D.
Is it a D?
Yeah.
Oh God, I see now. I guess that would be Goo if it wasn't.
Goo. Yeah, all these songs: humble, lust, love, fear, goo.
Goo. Goo with you two.
No, you know what's weird? Like all these songs, the names are so like basic. Like you wouldn't think people would name songs this. Like, you know, you don't name a song just love.
It's probably got to be like concept, right? Because the humble was like sort of a very particular type of song. So I feel like maybe for all of those, he's going to do something like that. So blood will be sort of, you know, maybe about friends and family. DNA is more like beyond that. Ya is going to be about, well, ya. And so on.
I don't think
so
you need
forth.
to explain.
As soon as I got to I was like, oh shit. I was like, my theory. But yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I really don't care for U2 or Rihanna personally, but shit. Oh, and I'm glad that the last song on the album is his goofy ass fucking name. About time. People need to find out that all the TDE rappers have the dumbest first names. Like, look it up. Like, we got Duckworth for Kendrick. We've got Quentin, I think, for Schoolboy Q. And it was something really dumb sounding for Absol. And I apologize to anyone who has these names, but these are just unfortunate names, and there's no way of getting around that.
They can't all be Quavious.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, Absol's name is Herbert.
Herbert?
A lot of rappers have really silly names when you look back, like
Calvin.
like Ice Cube. His real name is O'Shea.
Yeah. Did you know that Young Dolph's real name is Adolf? And I'm not even fucking kidding you. I'm not even kidding you.
Why?
It's
Why would
real.
you do that? Why would anyone name their son Adolf?
But it's with a PH, so it's like a dolphin type of thing,
Oh,
I guess.
well, that's okay.
Yeah,
No
but
one will
I mean,
confuse
it has
that
the
when it's said out loud and not shown physically.
has the same roots. Yeah, imagine if like you shouting him out. Oh man, I don't know. It must be awkward as a teacher.
Shout out to Adolf.
Yeah, Jerry here, Mary here, Adolf here.
I imagine everybody just was like, nah, fuck that, Dolph.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is wrong with your parents?
Like, I remember there was a dude I used to work with who, I'm not giving last name, so it's okay. His birth name was Eugene, but he thought that was too, like, nerdy-ish, so he decided with a much cooler Bubba. And I was like, dude, I really don't want to call you either of those, but out of the two, I'm just going to call you fucking Eugene, because fuck that noise. I'm not calling a grown man Bubba.
I like dumb names though. I've always been a fan of dumb names because they're still more memorable than like just regular names. I mean,
Yeah, no, for real. Like, when I meet people and they tell me their name is like Kim or just John or like I'm going to forget people's names.
yeah, exactly.
Like, and so if you have just something like common, like Emily or Joe, like, I'm gonna forget that shit. But if your name is fucking Quavius, I'm always going to remember who you are.
I'm thinking
like
that's
my
probably
name for
why I
real.
don't go by my first name much.
Oh yeah, what's your first name?
Mark.
Mark. I have a lot of friends named Mark.
See? It's too common.
It's pretty good though. Like, I mean,
It's biblical.
there's not much you can. There's not much you can like. It's hard to make fun of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless like, oh, you a Mark. That's it. That's all I
Yeah,
can really think
unless you're in Oakland,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't get made fun of.
Mark
that much.
ass fool. No, but other than that, my name is actually Rav. Like somebody on Twitter was asking me the other day, is Rav short for ravioli? And I had to disappoint them.
Aw.
But I told them I still got the formioli, so it's all right.
Ah.
So what's been going on in the world, man? I've just been moving into a new apartment, so I haven't really been reading enough. I mean, I know about the whole United thing.
Sure.
Oh yeah, we're fucking dude. Imgur was fucking going off. Like, I am surprised a lot of these companies don't fucking like basically go under after this after shit like this happens. You know, like think about this Samsung and like how a whole bunch of their products were fucking
Exploding, yeah.
How does your company not go under after that? How are people still buying your shit?
I'm going to go ahead and wager to guess that a phone can't do much worse than explode against your face.
Yeah, yo, you know when I was at the airport
Like,
in China,
what?
like they said what like kind of things you're not allowed to bring on the phone, and that phone was one of the things on the list. It had its own separate thing. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the hassle for someone who, like, has that phone and they're trying to travel and they're like, nope, can't bring it. It's like, well, what do I do? You just don't have a phone wherever you're going now. Like,
Well, the thing is, usually, like back in the day, this sort of thing would have happened. Nobody would have really noticed. The thing is, there's two things that happened there. First of all, obviously, United fucked up earlier. Like, what was it, a week or two ago, where they didn't let a 10-year-old girl on because she was wearing leggings or some shit?
Leggings, yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb, right? But then
Sure.
what was dumber was the way that their PR handled it. Whoever's running their Twitter is a fucking moron. And then when this happened, like the way they responded was wrong, and how they talked about like, oh, you know, we're really sorry that we reaccommodated him and blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, reaccommodated, like, come on, son. Don't bullshit us.
I'm not sure why these people think responding to each and every tweet is better than just going fucking silent for like a day or
Just
two.
shut the fuck up.
yeah, no, but that's the thing, because like it's what they're told to do. Like I work in the software industry, and like every month they like give us like an update on all the competitors and what like companies have been thinking about doing. And one of like the kind of current ideas is that, oh, it's better that people get responses for their concerns and queries. So if somebody complains somewhere about your product on a social media, you should go and respond, because even if you don't make them happy, people see that you give a shit, and in their head it makes them think of the company as like, oh, well, at least they responded, you know? But sometimes it just doesn't work. It's not so black and white, you know?
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more personable than that.
Yeah, or at least like, I don't know, more diplomatic and like that less corporate. I don't know y'all seen this, but like a lot of people are like, oh shit. So upon further investigation, this guy that got dragged out, he had like a criminal past, a little bit of a criminal past or whatever, right? He did something 10 years ago. And so they're like, okay then. As if like that's in any way linked to what's happening.
Oh, I hate it when people do that shit. No, it's okay. He wasn't a perfect person. So see, it's okay that this happened to him.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter say, wow, he's getting the black man on the news treatment. And yeah, that's totally it. When anyone, like an unarmed dude, usually a person of color, does get either killed by a police more often than not, you know, like it always, well, hey, let's not jump to conclusions. These same people are like, hey, let's not, you know, side with anybody here until we know all the facts. And then immediately the only fact that they learn is, oh, well, he may have had a criminal past. And then they're like, oh, well, fine, fuck him. He deserved it. Like, what? We don't even know exactly what he did. And B, that doesn't mean that he deserved to be forcefully removed from a seat and dragged down an aisle like and dehumanized.
When the system doesn't work, the people have to work. And everybody's like kind of celebrating that, oh shit, their shares are down by $1 billion. And watch, everybody's going to forget about this whole ordeal a week from now.
Oh, yeah.
And move on. But the thing is, even though they're $1 billion down, they're still on the way up. Like if you look at their profits like for this year and shit, that loss is not like a huge deal for them. Like, it all sounds like big numbers and shit, but it doesn't mean much.
Yeah, like you said, they're just waiting for you to forget. That's what happens with every tragedy.
Yeah, because we're all going to be like, fucking United, man, fuck them. And then as soon as you see an affordable ticket, you cop it, and you kind of think, well, I'm not really supporting them. I'm just
trying to get this deal.
You know? Yeah, it's like with Pepsi. Like, after that dumbass commercial, people were like, I'm never drinking Pepsi again. And then 2 days later, like, I like a little Pepsi right now.
Well, hold on. That's different. That's different because a Pepsi is something that you can like avoid. Needing an airline ticket is a little harder to avoid if you're like, oh, that's a good deal, you know.
But I'm just saying for both there are different competitions and like there's alternatives, right? Like it's not like it's not like if you say fuck you to United, you never get to fly again.
Yeah, that's true.
I still feel bad if I go and eat at Chick-fil-A, even though they've like apologized time after time and said that they changed their practices. I don't know 100% if they did, but no one else has fucking waffle fries, so.
Yeah, see?
They have a monopoly
that's all
on
it
waffle
takes.
fries. That's the problem. They didn't give you a choice as to where to get your waffle fries, bruh.
If Zaxby's or Popeyes started selling fucking waffle fries, it'd be easy. I need an alternative. But no,
see,
as for right now, they're the only dog in the fight.
Thing is,
That's capitalism.
If you look into any company, you can find some fucked up thing that you can be like, yeah, this is why you shouldn't support them. Because any company that gets where they are, they usually had to do something fucked up. Like, behind every fortune, there's a crime. That is not a phrase just because it's a phrase.
Here is the prime example of that, right? So I remember a few years ago, or maybe if it was just last year, I remember everyone was saying boycott Sony, but I forgot why.
Yep. That's exactly it.
It's like, I remember that being a thing, but I forget the specifics. I don't remember if it was a data breach or a movie that they had put their name on, or the studio. I don't remember. It's impossible to keep up. They are counting on you getting so outraged by all these other things that you'll eventually forget about theirs, and it fucking works. There's too many goddamn things. I remember someone tweet, I can't understand why everyone is so upset about a man being pulled off an airplane, but nobody is as outraged about an 8-year-old being shot at school. And it's like, you know what? We are, but I just gotta say from a personal experience, I read about the fucking United thing, like, early in the morning, right? That was my fucking coffee. That's how I started my goddamn day, was hearing about United. By the time I heard about the kid and the whole school shooting, that was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, after a day of really horrible news. I was exhausted. I already exhausted all my outrage. At that point, I just felt hopeless, and depressed. So yeah, I can't be as outraged for every single thing, or outwardly outraged. I can't display it, but it's there.
I mean, the real issue is, if we want to really make a difference, if we really think this matters, people just need to be as united in, you know, what they want to do with their manpower and their votes and their dollars, as companies are united with what they want to do with their manpower and their vote and their dollars. You know what I mean? So, like, tomorrow, if everyone was just like, hey, how about we just not book our flights with them? Sure, there's going to be some people out of the know that don't do it, but if everyone on the internet was just like an internet-wide sort of like, tomorrow we just don't fuck with United.
But this is the thing, like, social network, there's like what they call Facebook activism, right? Where you post a comment how you're outraged and, oh, this is horrible, and you'll write a little paragraph, and then you forget about it. Yeah. That's the end. You've done your part. Oh, look at you. You were disappointed, and you got a bunch of likes from people who share your opinions, and that's it.
I remember when gas prices were super high during Obama's time, before it got like crazy fucking low. Everyone was like, let's just not buy gas tomorrow. It's like, yeah, okay, that's cool, but you're going to the day afterwards, so...
Well, see...
You're going to need it eventually.
But see, the
you're
thing
not
is,
all buying fucking Leafs.
The problem with the activism is that it has no goal a lot of the time. It's just, we're angry at this thing, we're not going to do this. And when you don't have a goal to get united behind it doesn't matter. It should be...
Yeah, it's not organized.
Yeah, like, if people tomorrow were like, not just, we're not going to buy United tickets, it's, we're not going to do it until the company does this. Until the company has a policy that does not allow for people to get, knocked around and shit like that. Until they have a policy that specifically says people will be fired if they treat people like that. Until they have a policy that says when the fucking plane is booked, it doesn't take any more goddamn tickets. That should not be happening that fucking often.
And the thing is, also, the people who are very apathetic, but they're still vocal about how apathetic they are, it also doesn't really help, because it's like, it's just like...
Y'all can especially shut the fuck up.
But yeah, you know, like okay, imagine you see someone beating a woman in the street, right? Mm. And then somebody goes, oh my God, help her. And do you just go, when I was broke because my people are disenfranchised, no one helped me, so fuck you. And you just walk away. That's not the kind of society we should be living in.
For sure.
Yeah, it sucks. It's not fair, and it's not fair for too many people. And it's not by choice, and it fucking sucks, and it's probably gonna suck for a long time, but it's still better to help each other out whenever we can. I say hi to the bus driver every morning, every evening. Like 1 out of 20 times I say hi, he actually looks at me or says hi. You know, it doesn't matter. I do it for myself. Do good deeds for yourself. Like, you'll make the world a better place by getting involved whenever you can, and you can just live hoping that other people have a similar, opinion about life as you do, and hope that they help you out when you need help.
I want to say this. Okay, so we have the internet outrage, right? But then we have the backlash to the outrage, which is the people going, like an hour after a meme or a joke comes out, people would be like, beating a dead horse. So tired of seeing this. So tired of people talking about this. It's like, this is my backlash to that backlash to the original thing.
You know what? I'm already seeing that with United, because like everyone's like, tweeting about United and tweeting about their displeasure. United doesn't care about that, right? Like, that's not gonna hurt. But then I'm also seeing people tweeting, stand with United. They don't care about that either. They don't fucking care that you're supporting them.
But the people who come up and say, like, oh, you're beating a dead horse, they're the same people that during events are like, try clapping first. You know, they're the first person to clap and then look around. If no one else is clapping, they're like, oh. Or if others join in, they think in their head, well, I was clapping first. Because they're the same people who post first when YouTube just came out, right?
People still do that.
It's about being ahead of it. Like, oh, this is gonna die eventually. I want to be ahead of the wave and kind of be there first. But just like with clapping, you might look like a fucking idiot if you're the only one doing it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like with Back to the Future Day. Remember a couple years ago when it was like, oh, this is the day Marty McFly actually went back to the future. Haha, what a good laugh. Like by 12:15, people were like, I'm so tired of people referencing Back to the Future. It's like, for fuck's sake, man, it's one goddamn day.
It's one day, right?
There's 7 billion people in the fucking world. Not everyone is aware of exactly when something happens as you are. Sometimes some other people are just learning about it, and they want to make their reference to other people who haven't heard about it yet. Yeah, congratulations, you're the first person who fucking knew. Shut the fuck up and let everyone else enjoy it.
Yeah, it's just people who don't have anything to do. It's the same people who get mad about like any video game like becoming more popular, and they're like, that game's overrated, or like, why does everyone play this fucking game? I hate games. Or the thing is, it's not like we're all excited about everything that's popping out there, right? We're excited about the things that we care about.
Yeah.
And there's loads of things that are popping out there, but we're not all excited all at the same time about all the exact same things. And you could be upset about so many things at one time, or you could be happy about something that you do enjoy instead, and then you wouldn't even have the time to be upset about other shit.
People always say like, oh man, it's overrated. The way people talk about that game, it's so overrated. But it's like, have you ever come to a point where it's like, yes, that game is exactly at the amount of hype that it should be ever. No, there's never someone like calibrating how many people should know about this thing. Okay, we're at the perfect level now. We won't tell anyone else about it. No.
But what is the goal? What is the goal of the person saying something is overrated? What do they hope for? Do they hope that the person goes, oh, fuck, you're right. Fuck this shit, and just throws their like fucking Nintendo Switch out the window? Like, what do they expect to happen? There's got to be some sort of goal. Either somebody goes, oh, wow, you got an edgy opinion. I like that. Or something else. Like, what do they expect? I don't know.
This may or may not be related, but Danielle, I went ahead and learned what her first name was, known for saying that stupid shit on Dr. Phil. I'm not going to say what it was. Everybody knows. She's been in a few.
I've only seen the picture of the meme. I really don't know. Like, there's a couple of memes that I saw. I never got involved. That one I never gave a shit about. And damn Daniel, it just seemed like not even meme worthy to me. Both of those things.
It's not even that like great of a video. It's just her. It's not like she says it in a specifically like so exaggerated way that it's just whoa, out of this world. I remember watching it and being like, oh, she just said it like that. Like, yeah, sure, it sounds slightly like she's trying to be black, but like so.
It was the same thing with the damn Daniel, because like I was like a week late on it, but I saw it everywhere, like the people writing that. So I imagined it was like, damn Daniel. Like I imagined it being over the top, and then I saw the video and it was like, damn Daniel, and I was like, oh, this is fucking flaccid as hell.
I thought it was a little like, damn Daniel.
Yeah, damn Daniel. What was that accent? Like,
I don't know. Not. It's not worthy of fucking getting on whatever, like Ellen or whatever the fuck. But you know.
But that's where memes go to die.
Daniel himself got like a lifetime supply of shoes that he like donated because he doesn't need that many shoes. But
and he doesn't deserve them.
No, but like, what about the guy that made the vines? Like the guy who said the thing. All Daniel did was stand there in shoes. He just had the one pair of fucking white Vans, and the one guy thought it was so funny that he created the meme. So now every time you see a fucking thing, just because that guy wasn't on camera, Daniel's the only one you see. But the thing about Danielle, Catch Me Outside, How About That thing, is that she's been in a few music videos.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're talking about her getting a reality show. I saw a picture of her with, like, a gold grill, or at least, like...
How old is she?
I think she's, like, 16, 17. 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. 13, dude. What kind of, like, I'm not even mad at whatever her dumb meme was. Like, I'm mad at the people who are, like... saw this as an opportunity, as a marketing opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I saw a picture of her, and she got either their covers, or it's an actual grill, but she has, like, her top row of teeth are gold, and she's talking about, like, how great that is, or whatever. I looked at that picture, and I was like, you know what? I can't be mad at Danielle, because she seems happy, and good for her, but at the end of the day, fuck everyone who is just put her in a music video for the sake of her being a meme that week and they don't actually care about her as a person. fuck everyone who's trying to put her in a reality show, and they know it's gonna probably ruin her fucking life, and they're not gonna give a shit because they
that's
got
the
ratings.
thing. She's 13. How do we know 10 years from now how she will look back at this situation? Maybe she'll be like, fuck, I wish I never got known because of this dumb shit. Now it's ruined, or like it
Like, did we
ruined a
learn
reputation
nothing
that she
from
could have.
Friday?
Right, she was 13 too, right?
Yeah.
Around that age, yeah.
I remember people were saying like crazy shit. I mean, the song sucked, right? But people just love finding like targets.
Rebecca Black, what was her name? Jenna Rose, who did my jeans. They just went back, and it's like, I wanted a recording career, and now I can't get one because I've been made a fucking meme and whatever. And I'm looking at Danielle, and like, she seems happy right now, and that's great, but I still gotta blame like Dr. Phil for, again, fuck him always and forever, but it's like he's the fucking main guy who saw her as like a cash cow and is now fucking enjoying the benefits. But I have one special reserved fuck you. Not really serious, kind of joking.
Kill Bill.
No.
Fuck that guy.
No, I'm a spare Kill Bill this time. But
Yeah.
fucking Kenny G. I saw him tweet a picture of him in a golf cart on a fucking golf course.
Oh, I saw that shit.
And
oh
he
my
said,
God.
"Catch me on the green. How about that?" It's like, Kenny G. Stop.
Remember today was the first time I listened front to back that episode y'all did with Kill Bill.
Oh yeah.
And shouts out to that fuck boy.
We gotta have him on again soon too.
He's good. He's a decent person.
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
he's okay.
He's alright. He's
Yeah,
alright. Overrated.
Oh shit!
Dead meme.
Too many people know who he is.
Shots
Too many
fired.
people know.
I demand that less people know who he is right now.
You know, talking about him is just like beating a dead horse, guys. No, but I thought about what you guys were saying, like in terms of, you know, how memes, like certain corporations are trying to incorporate memes, and how they're failing at it because I feel like there's a couple of aspects to it. It's kind of random in nature, the way that memes pop off, and for those who are able to just be so funny on this like internet funny, like the Twitter account @drill, y'all know who I'm talking about, the one that like got the little fucking picture with the sunglasses in it. Everybody knows that account basically just for like troll tweets and shit, right? And I bet like one of these days these people like will start being hired by corporations just to think of something funny that would work on the internet. Like these are the only people that would know how to do it in a way that would perhaps not be forced. And I feel like eventually all these troll ass accounts on Twitter and YouTube and everything, all their accounts are going to become part of their resumes in the future for positions in marketing. And but as we are now, the companies just are so out of touch. Like I feel like most corporations have never been this out of touch.
Well, okay, I would actually argue that it's always kind of been that way, but we've just never noticed it on the scale till now. Because I thought about something, right? Like the Pepsi thing, right? I think we talked about it last week, but I hadn't talked about it with you yet. Like, so, you know, is these people acting like they're being revolutionary when really they're just not talking about anything. They're just using the aesthetic of being with the times to sound cool when they're really not saying anything. And I was like, this is lame. Like, remember when I had that half a second where I was like, remember when Coca-Cola did this better? And then I was like, wait a minute, let me actually watch that ad. And like, that ad from the 70s, you know, the fucking,
if I could buy the
teach...
world of Coke. Yeah.
Yeah. That ad is just as bad. Like, it's
but there's certain, like, commercials, like, back in the day, a lot of Pepsi and Cola commercials, they bordered on, like, surreal dumb, right? Like, it was supposed to be, like, they were sort of self-aware. With that commercial in Pepsi, wasn't.
Yeah, no. The problem with this commercial from the 70s, which I would argue is just as bad as as this new one, was that it's like this, you know, it has the sort of the 60s hippie aesthetic, this woman having this nice flowery voice, like what's her name? the girl who did the I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got, you know, it has that sort of earthy feel to it, you know, and they're just singing together. If I could, like, you know, keep the world company, oh, I wish I could do this thing, and it's like just vague niceties, and look at all these diverse faces holding a Coke. And the thing about it is, it's like, it's not that someone can't have like a message and be a commercial at the same time, but the product has to be peripheral to what the message is. The problem with this fucking ad is that it starts off saying, oh man, we want world peace. Yeah, we want to have world peace. And it's like, oh, wouldn't we want that? And it's just like, okay, that's where you're going. But then halfway through, it's like, I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. And then you hear the little flowery singing over it. It's the real thing. Coca-Cola, the real thing. And it's like, wait a minute. Like, hold on. Originally, this was supposed to be about, like, world peace. Now it's just about Coca-Cola. Like, it was, Coca-Cola is not peripheral to the message. It's literally like a fucking right turn of what the original message was.
Right.
Just to talk about fucking Coca-Cola. Like, at the end, it says, on a hilltop in Italy, we assembled young people from all around the world to bring you this message from Coca-Cola bottlers. It's the real thing, Coke. What the fuck was the message? The message was literally, first of all, what the fuck does that matter that they're on a goddamn hilltop in Italy? That has no importance whatsoever.
You know what's
It's
really
the real
funny about
thing.
this ad is that it was like, it's been often parodied, but like, if we're gonna talk about someone exploiting it, I remember one time I went and I just wanted to watch old political ads from like years past, and I went all the way back to when I thought they had started, and I was off because I started way before this, but I went back to like the 60s, and I watched some of Nixon's. Nixon had an ad for his second term where it's a song called Nixon Now, and it's just like this fucking ad where it's like young people acting cool, acting fun, and it's like, Nixon now, more than ever we need Nixon now. And it's like, first of all, I'm looking at all these young people who Nixon despised, and black people who he despised, and presumably homosexuals who he despised, and it's like, who are you trying to fucking fool here with this shit? And I mean, unfortunately it worked, but like, once those, it's funny in hindsight because you listen to his secret tapes or whatever, and you just hear about, he's talking about hippies and how much he hates them, but then you look at his ads and he's just like, you know, the youth of today have their fringes, but that's why we love them. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, just to bring it back to Coke, the reason I think the Pepsi ad is still worse than the Coke ad is because Coke tastes better, but also because no, but for real, the real reason is because I think it was even more poor taste because they're kind of, I don't know, touching on a very similar subject, but
true. No,
with
I would
the
agree
whole
with
cop
you.
thing, that's where it's like, that made me feel some type of way. I was like, oh no, they're not gonna. As soon as I saw her like approach with the Pepsi, I'm like, oh fuck me, I know what's gonna happen. Like, I know what's gonna happen. They're all gonna be so fucking happy he had a Pepsi, and it happened, and it's kind of,
and it's so dumb because it's like, they start celebrating, like, yay, we won. Like, what the fuck are you celebrating?
How many people approved it? How many people approved this video? How many people partook? Like, how many people took part in the actual shooting and just went, this seems like this is a good thing to do. This seems like the right idea.
I feel bad. I feel bad for all the people like in this commercial that aren't like Kendall Jenner, that it can go on and do whatever they want.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, their
Pepsi
career is
apologizing?
marred by this fucking ad now.
Why was Pepsi apologizing to Kendall Jenner? Like, she must have some really good lawyers because she's a grown ass person who made that decision. She wasn't like thrust into this commercial and just like, hey, walk over there and give that man a Pepsi. And she's like, why? Oh,
No.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just do it.
That fucking Muslim photographer is finished.
Yeah. Wait, how did we get to this point in society, or has civilization always been this binary? You see what I mean?
Of course it has.
We're
It's probably
just-
been worse, honestly. It's just like, history, like someone once said, history is a nightmare that we're all slowly waking up from. And we're just realizing, like, oh man, that's ridiculous. Wait, was it always like this? Actually, yeah. We just kind of, like, let it go before.
Yeah. I mean, this world is run by people just like you and I. You know, like it's not. It's very flawed people.
Oh, of course.
And-
Like when I was a kid, I thought that like people who were in charge of shit, like they have to know what they're doing, right?
Dude, I still get those moments where I'm like, I have to pretend to be an adult. Like, I still have that moment where I'm like, I feel like, oh man, I'm the only like child. Everybody are adults, and I'm just pretending, and they don't know. But I bet so many people have that thought of like, I'm the only one who thinks everything is fucking nuts, and I want to panic and run around and scream, but I gotta keep composure because everyone else is doing it. So I gotta not stand out.
We just all fooled ourselves into thinking that everyone else knows what they're doing too, so I'd better pretend as well.
Yeah, I know. That's why every time like I'm walking down the street, I just want to like grab someone and be like, I know. I know. Me too. And just walk away, you know?
You know what I just randomly thought about? You know that Damn Daniel ad, right? I mean, not ad, but the thing. If you watch those, like, videos again, he's, like, actually being kind of a dick. Like, he, like, pushes him and goes, like, damn, let me see that shit. Like, he's, like, really rough with him. It's just like, dude, like, fucking... Like, if that was happening to me, I'd be like, dude, fucking chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if they were friends. I mean, I guess they must have been to some extent.
Yeah. No, honestly, when you see him, some of the time, it just seems like he's just like, I'm smiling because I'm just trying to go about my fucking day, and he keeps shoving a fucking camera in my face. Yeah, leave me alone, please.
I had a fucked up idea the other day about to do with like the whole capitalism like theme we've been going with. You know how like you guys in America have private healthcare?
Wait, what country are you in?
I'm in the UK right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in London, and we have public healthcare and we have private healthcare. So you got the options, right? So the other day it just hit me, like, what if one day there's gonna be an Uber equivalent for like ambulances, right? So like Uberlances,
shit.
right? So like there's ambulances everywhere. But on Uber, it's much quicker because there might be like 1-2 minutes away from you, and you can see the review, and you can get all that, and it'll be cheaper than like alternatives, right? And do you think that could happen? That'd be
Dude,
fucked
that
up.
could totally happen.
I honestly feel like it could happen, and I wonder to what extent, like, it could be enforced. I guess would it be legal, and how? Like, I mean, you'd still probably have to have like, either a degree or some sort of expertise.
Well, no, I mean, you're just driving people to a hospital. It's not like,
Right,
like you
right.
could do it with Uber, but maybe with them, they have like, you know, just sort of like gauze and stuff like that. And maybe like you can only do it if you have like a van, so that, and it has to be like covered in something so that if you're bleeding, like,
they could lay you down, but maybe it would be like above that. It'd be like an ambulance. Like it would be equipped with all the things an ambulance is equipped with, but it's privatized and it's all over the city, and calling them is cheaper long term and quicker than the alternative currently. That's what happened with taxis. Nobody thought someone's gonna privatize this. Like, it's not privatized, but it's becoming a monopoly. I'm all for Uber. I use it all the time, but I mean, we can all remember that 5 years ago, this just wasn't a thing. Like, you just kind of hope there's a cab around, or you'd look it up online and trying to find some sort of cab company. But now you have this app.
Can we program the alarms for the Uber ambulances to be skirt skirt? If they're
Crazy, though.
everywhere.
Imagine you're just bleeding and you pull up your phone, bring the app open. You're like, okay, this guy named Rodriguez is 2 minutes away. Okay, 4.5 stars. Okay, sure, why not?
I trust him.
Hey, he looks trustworthy. There's a comment in here that says, I almost bled to death, but Rodriguez helped me out. Okay.
It shows a
That's
picture,
my situation, sort of.
and it also shows his like most favorited or most liked Twitter post. So you know what kind of dude he is. It's like, okay, he looks cool, and we have slightly similar senses of humor. I'm sure it'd be cringy some while, but I mean, I'm bleeding, so I'm not gonna really be paying attention that much.
No, it shows him like the guy who had to go to the hospital, like in a picture with the driver. He's like all bloodied and shit, and he's like holding a thumbs up, like.
Yeah. But the thing is, it would be fucked up. Like, honestly, for America, maybe it wouldn't be a big deal to have like an Uberlances situation. But for the rest of the world, this would really be fucked up if you think about it. Because if it would be quicker and more responsive than public healthcare, then people would rely more on, let's say, Uberlances, right? And eventually, the public healthcare would have to be funded less and less until we get to the point where the people who can't even afford an Uberlances don't have a viable alternative. And I don't know, I think I'm a super big pessimist or something, but I feel like something like that will happen one day where we'll start privatizing way too many things we shouldn't, and we'll push away any public free services that we have, and it won't really affect people like us, but it'll fuck a lot of the people.
So it sounds to me like the real problem is we need to make it so that people don't need basically we need to make a universal what's the word, a universal standard of living that everyone can have. How about that? Like, okay, if you're homeless, that it's just like, God damn it.
Don't do that.
Like, if you're homeless, you get a place to sleep in. Like, it's not going to be, like, super fancy. Maybe it's like a shotgun shack. But, like, it's your own place that you can live in. You know what I mean? Like, why not have those things, you know? And it's like, and apparently I was hearing that, excuse me. Let me do that again. And apparently I was hearing that, like, it actually costs more for, like, to have, like, homeless people on the street with all the shit that happens with people, you know, dying and getting sick and needing to go to the hospital but not having any coverage. It actually costs less if we just help them. But we just don't want to because we're like, meh, why should I? What have the homeless done for me? But then when they eventually get sick or die or, you know, need to be, like, have all this shit happen, like, we're going to pay for it eventually. It's just,
why did you sound like Ganon from that, like, one terrible the Zelda game?
At what point?
you sounded like Ganon. Sorry,
well,
go on.
when I said, what have they done for me?
Yeah.
You're homeless. You must die.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, we'll eventually spend the money when we absolutely have to. But the fact that we could do it beforehand, you know what? We just don't want to yet.
Yeah.
It's an inconvenience. We don't want to be put out.
Yeah, we only want to be inconvenienced when we absolutely have to.